Oh, well, hello, my wonderful bros and bros guys of the Maverick Nation. I am the Darkshire Maverick, and, well, I am going to have you guys go through what we're going to go through a little thing. We're going to go through part 3 of BLOODTALE. Yes, BLOODTALE part 3. And, yeah, got a cold one. Gotta get myself a little bit of the bubbly. If you guys in the comments can please tell me which wrestler, did the whole comment about the bubbly, which wrestler that was. That would be nice of you. So I'm not so damn confused all the time. Anyways, I believe it was the past two parts. I think it was the past two parts. Well, now that everything would be the way that it would be after, Undyne leaving and Blood kind of doing his thing to where he would kind of take up the role, seeing as there's really no one else to take up the role of the real scientist. And he's got that sort of like that respect because it's just deep down inside of Blood Sands. It's kind of like a fatherly connection that he feels towards Flowey slash Azrael. He could care less what they called themselves, but he still feels that fatherly connection. That feel those feelings towards him. You know, Bloodtail Sands will just be like, doing the royal scientist thing. And as for Flowey, just in general, something that I am going to say is, well, I actually think I'm forgetting what I'm trying to say. I guess for those of you who are wondering, or who were wondering, like, wait, wasn't Azrael, shouldn't he be saved since the Bet Noir's, like, dead? Shouldn't he be saved so not be Flowey? Well, I'm going to say that since the game made the Bet Noir to destroy it, and since the Bet Noir was killed instead of it succeeding in its mission, I'm gonna say that that kind of broke something. Not really broke it, but more or less just like glitched it. Like, it's this way, but it's also this way. Like, it's Flowey, but the Flowey that you see is not the Flowey, like the traditional Flowey. It's Azrael's personality and all of Azrael's everything. Except for the appearance. The appearance and, the stuff, some of the stuff that he can do, or was able to do whenever he was alive, is more reminiscent of Flowey. So I guess I'm just gonna say that there was like some, like, like a mess happened. Like, some sort of mess up happened. Like, whenever the Benoit died, and like the whole course of trying to save Azrael, even though the Benoit had already died, you know, it kind of caused a mess to happen to where he, you know, like Azrael realized it before anybody else and automatically, outed so that no one could see him the way that he actually is now, or was. Because, currently he's dead, actually. The Flowey that's, tangled in between all of, Blood Sands, like the bones of his body, tangled all around him. That Flowey is actually sort of like a sun, I guess, like a respawn. Kind of like a sun, then a respawn. Not really a respawn, but more of a sun. Kind of like, oh, so you're that guy that my dad knew. It's kind of that situation, like a take your daughter or son to work situation. Basically, the person would just be like, "Oh, so you're that guy? This new Flowey. I guess we can call him like new Azzy." I would actually feel, more comfortable with calling him new Azzy because technically it's more Azrael than Flowey. So more or less new Azzy. This new Azzy, you know, is just just there for blood. They kind of got that symbiotic relationship, kind of like Spider-Man and Venom, and then Eddie Brock and Venom. That whole shiz. And we'll uh, as for that, I just wanted to explain, just in case anybody felt that they needed that explained to them, like what exactly was going on, like what the hell was happening, like what is all like what was going on with Azrael, because I really didn't make all that much of an update on what was going on with him. I was focused on other aspects of the story. But now you guys know the whole thing about, him being who he is, or who he was, considering he's dead now. Just has to do with, like, I guess you could say an error in, I guess, you know, Azrael was trying to be loaded outside of the Bet Noir, and like something went wrong, and I guess that's how you could explain what happened to him. And since he was the first one to realize that, he just quick, fast, and in a hurry just outed somewhere to where he could, just be alone with his own thoughts. And so, yeah. And you guys might also be wondering, well, I did mention the one human lady. I still don't remember the freaking human lady's name, but I do remember that there was a human lady. And also the thing about Gaster, like what's he up to? Like what's going on with him? Like what is literally going on with Gaster and the human lady? Well, what I'm going to say is, well, considering what's all happened with, you know, Blood Tail Sands, you know, Gaster would desperately want to know, seeing as, Sands is gone, he would desperately want to know from his only other son, Papyrus, what the hell is going on. And, eventually Papyrus would just end up, he would just, like, fine, I'll say. He's no longer with us. He left us. Papyrus would just be like making a scene, just like throwing a freaking tantrum about the whole entire thing. And Gaster would just be like, just like looking at the whole entire scene, and would just be like, just looking. And the human lady, who I do not remember her name, I am terribly sorry, guys. I just don't remember her name. If you guys would please tell me in the comments section the name of the human lady, and I am not talking about the Bête Noire. I already know the whole Betty Noire alias thing. I'm talking about the human woman who Gaster gets pissed at in Glitchtale. But, the human woman, that's just what I'm going to call her for some reason. I'm just going to call her the human woman. The human woman would see this, how Papyrus is just reacting to everything. And, reacting overall to just the fact that basically to Papyrus it feels like Sans has just left him. Like, left him for good. And forever. And Gaster is trying his best to help Papyrus, get out of this funk. And, well, the human woman, even though previously, like in Glitchtale, the plot of Glitchtale, Gaster had some serious problems with her, you know, in this, it's gonna be like, you know, Paris is gonna be going through some serious problems, and so, you know, the human woman is gonna be like seeing this, and Gaster's gonna be seeing that she's seeing this, and eventually, you know, Gaster announces to Asgore and Toriel, you know, them trying to get their relationship back together because they realize that they basically screwed up royally. No pun meant, no pun meant, or like intended. No puns intended at all. They screwed up royally. And they noticed that, and so they tried to fix their lives back up together and like regrow their relationship. They know it's gonna take time, but whenever like Gaster and like this human woman, like they they're there, and well, the human woman is really like, oh, I don't think you should be telling him. Like, I don't really know. Like, she doesn't even really know what he's going to say, like what he's going to tell them. And she has heard what he's thought about her before, and like if you weren't friends with Frisk, you would be dead where you stand. That whole deal. In the plot of Glitchtale, I believe season 2. Anyways, a huge spoiler warnings all over the place for Glitchtale, especially season 2. Oh, so especially season 2. Anyways, well, Gaster just ends up, admitting to it. You know, he's like, I'm tired of pussing out, I'm tired of wussing out. You know, I am going to save my feelings for this woman that I really like. And Asgore's like, and that woman would be. And Toriel's like, Oh my. Not the George Takei oh my, it would be like a concerned oh my. Like, ooh, where is this going? And, well, Gaster would just be like, just state the name of the human woman, seeing as I can't remember their freaking name. If they were even given a name in the story. And now, all of a sudden, I feel all really bad for them. I mean, if they weren't actually given a name in the story, that just makes me feel even worse. Anyways, you know, Gaster, after going all through his shit, yeah, he feels like, you know, a relationship with this woman, and as like Asgore's like Gaster. You do remember, I do remember being told that you once like told like this woman if they weren't friends with Frisk that they'd be dead where they stand. And he's trying to tell Gaster that, like, and Gaster's like, oh, what if? He's really drunk, actually. He's actually very drunk right now. And Toriel's just like, oh, I'm very excited for all of you, everyone who's involved. And, well, the human woman is just like, well, I'm very excited too. Whenever Gaster came to me, I really didn't know what it was going to be like. Now, now, I finally feel like things are going to be better again. Things are going to be good. And Papyrus finally gets news of this, it's like a big surprise. And, Gaster actually wants the human woman person to tell Papyrus because, if she's going to be a part of the family, first, like a really big step that, Gaster's like a really big step is, you know, to get acquainted with, family, like other family. And Papyrus is the only other really family that she can get acquainted with right now. And so, the whole thing with like basically this person just says, yeah, me and your dad are doing things, and she's just like really trying to not, you know, get things like at a bad start. And Papyrus is just like, for some reason, she can actually tell that he doesn't like. There's just this look of not caring, like this look like he doesn't care what she, thinks. That anything is really fine. Ever since, Sans just went in, just left, Papyrus has been feeling different. And Gaster's been wanting to help it, but he can't really because, reasons. And, Papyrus, even with this other person who is wanting to integrate themselves into his life, you know, he just, he's more or less telling her he's not interested. And, that's not like Papyrus. Gaster knows it's not like Papyrus to be like that. Say that he's not interested. Papyrus would always like to have a chance to, have friends. And that's whenever Gaster finally realizes losing Sans did a lot more to Papyrus than what he originally thought. It hurt him a lot worse, too. And, that's whenever Gaster also realizes this is gonna be a lot more work than I originally thought. If me, the human woman, and Papyrus are to function as a real actual family, then this is going to take a lot of unexpected work. But hey, like, what do you have like friends and family for? Like the royal family wants to support Gaster on like what he's trying to do, actually, fix things, make them even better than they were before, get everything in a good way, be the father his like children need, but really it's only his child needs because Sans completely left. Like he freaking swiped left whenever it came to family. And I think by now, if you've been following the series, you know why. And it's just been something that's been really hard for Papyrus to accept. And so, yeah, that's that. And that's just honestly how things would be for a while. And I think, yeah, around 21 minutes, I think. Yeah, May, it's like almost over 21 minutes, getting close to that, I think. Yeah, I think we should be good here. Alonziana Daws's Dark Shadow Maverick is OUT out of here. Yeah, boys. Subscribe, like, click that little notification bell, and get in that comment section. Good comment, bad comment, doesn't matter. We all know discrimination in the Maverick Nation. You boys, bye.